Hi and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to apply the new purchased package of a emoji particle system so you can have your own emojis in VR chat. It will look like this. You open your menu and choose from the emotes that you added. In this case, a nice heart or a shy emote. Or if you go to more, call people cutie. Or even more important, use the Uno reverse card. In this video, we will go over how to set this up. Have your own emotes all ready to go in VR chat. Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for purchasing the particle emoji system from me. This will be perfect for VTubers and streamers that have their own emotes and they would like to show them off to people in VR chat. So let's get started. First, we will have to import the package that you just purchased. So if you go into your Unity, you right mouse click, you go into import package, custom package, and then select the package that you just purchased from me. So let's go ahead and do that right now. You will have this menu right over here. It is important to note that it uses a shader called Sunao. If you already have the Sunao shader, you will probably know that because you probably use it. If you have it, you can just toggle it off because you already have it. But if you don't have the Sunao shader yet, just leave it on. It should be on by default. So very important. And then just hit the import button. I already have Sunao shader, so I'm going to click that off. If you don't have it on and hit the import button. Now that it is all extracted, you can go to the folder called Byakko Media Emoji Particle System. Now, inside this particle system folder, you will have a couple items. First of all, you have the prefab, which is the one that you're going to place into your Unity. So you just drag and drop it, just like that. And now we're going to go over how to set up the system. I tried to make it as easy as possible for you so that you don't have to worry about all the little details. First, we're going to set it up to your avatar. So you just dragged it into your Unity, and now we're going to drag it on top of your avatar. You hold it, and you drop it on top of your avatar. Make sure that it is not inside your armature or any bones or anything like that. You just want to have it on your avatar, but not inside your avatar. It is also very important to note that if you click on the emoji particle system, you can then click on unpack prefab completely. Next up, we want to make sure that the emoji comes from your body, that it is, it's not floating underneath you or far above you. It's nice to where you want it. So ideally, you want to move and rotate, zoom out a little bit so that you can see your avatar from the side, just like that. Next up, we want to go to the move tool that you can see over here. It should already be selected, but if not, just click on the move tool. Next, we want to put the emoji somewhere around the height of your breasts. So here are my breasts, so I'm going to put it right here, and then I'm going to move it out a little bit. If you're unsure where to put it yourself, I included a reference picture that you can use. It is in the folder, and as you can see here, there's also a reference picture. Now that you've set that up, we want to make sure that it moves with your avatar. So in order to do that, we have a component called parent constraint. Now I already set it up for you, so you don't have to do that. All you have to do is drag and drop your hips bone into there. So we're going to open your armature and you look for the bone called hips. It should be straight underneath your armature. And then you're going to drag and drop that into the source. And then you hit the activate button. Now you're all done. Everything is set up. Now we're going to go over how to change the emojis so that you can use your own emotes. If you're a VTuber or streamer, or you run a community and you want your own emotes in there, I will now explain to you how to do that. I included some placeholder emotes for you, but it would be much more fun if you replace those emotes with emotes of your own. That can be your own brand, your own model emotes, or perhaps it could be funny emotes that you found on the internet. So in order to change them, we will open the emoji particle system. And as you can see, it is labeled 1 all the way to 14. you're going to have the ability to add 14 emojis. So what we want to do is we want to go click on emote number 1. We're going to go all the way to what is called the shader underneath render. So you see render and then you see shader. You want to make sure that the shaders are set to now. So if it says hidden eternal error shader, that can happen. All you got to do if this is happening is you're going to go into here and then you go into now. So you're going to look up the now shader. It's somewhere around here, there. And you want to put it to transparent. And as you can see, it fixed the pink and it just became transparent. Now you want to open that shader and then you'll see something called main texture. Now, this is where you want to drop and drag your own emoji. So if you have your own emojis in Unity, this is where you drag and drop it. And you can do that for each and every single one of them. Now, as you can see here, all my shaders have the internal error shader. So easy way to fix that in one go is if you go into the materials folder, you can just make a selection, hit shift, click, and then just assign the shader to now transparent. There we go. That fixes it for everything. So as you can see now, none of them have the error anymore. Easy fix. So now you're going to take some time to place your own emojis in there. So I'll see you guys back in just a couple seconds for you, but probably a minute for me. It is very important to note that if you use your own emotes, that you change the settings of your picture. So if you copy all your emotes into your Unity project and you drag them into the slot of the emote, it's very important that when you click on that picture that the emote you just got into Unity, that you change these settings. As I shown you in the preview that's included in the package, you want to make sure that the alpha transparency is on. You want to make sure that streaming mipmaps are on. You want to make sure that generate mipmaps are on. And you want to make sure that the max size is set to 512. Sometimes by default, it's set all the way up to 2048. That is complete overkill. You don't want to lag people. Set it to 512. Put this on high quality. Use crunch compression and then just hit apply. You want to make sure you do that to all your emotes. You don't want to lag people. You want to keep things very, very VRAM efficient. It is very important to notice that when you open the emoji particle system and you replace the placeholder textures with your own, that you do not rename any of these game objects, because if you rename this, then the animation will no longer work because it can't reference it. So it's very important that you do not rename any of this. Don't rename this and don't rename the emoji number. So what is easy for you to do is just grab a WordPad or a Notepad file and just write there what kind of emote you want everything to be. So if you want emote 1 to be your heart, just write somewhere that 1 is heart, 2 is lurking, 3 is a head pat, 4 is eating a cookie, whatever you want. But write it down in a Notepad or a WordPad file, but do not change the name here or the animation will no longer work. All right, now that I've replaced all the emotes with my own emotes, it is very important to go over one thing. Once you drag and drop your own emotes into all the material slots, you want to make sure that the details of your emote itself are set correctly. So, if one of your emotes is a heart, you click on the picture and you see a bunch of settings above my head right now. My head will block a couple of the settings, but don't worry, I'll just drag it into the middle of the screen. So my package came with a emoji reference right over here. These are the settings. Now you can actually see them. You want to make sure that a couple things are always on. So for example, alpha is transparency. That is one of the things that you have to make sure is on, because a lot of the times your emojis and Discord stickers, they have a transparent background. So you want to make sure that alpha is transparency is on. You also want to make sure that streaming mipmaps is on and generate mipmaps. This makes it so that people that are very, very far away from you, they don't have to render a whole bunch of pixels. So it lowers the VRAM usage. Other than that, you want to make sure that the max size is on a 512. If you just copy paste your emotes into Unity, there's a big chance it's all the way set to 2K. obviously we don't want that. We don't want to lag people. We want to put it on 512 kilobytes, which is very, really tiny. So we want to make sure that the max size is set to 512, the resize algorithm to Mitchell, format is automatic, compression is set to high quality, use crunch compression. You can put it on 50, that's fine, and then hit the apply button. That's very important. And always, as I state over here in the picture as well, make sure that you save it as a PNG. Don't save it as a bitmap BMP. Don't save it as a JPEG. Always save it as a PNG. As for the dimensions, it actually supports all the way up to 500 by 500, but ideally you want to have emojis or stickers around 275 by 275 pixels. It can be lower, it can be higher, but try to make sure that at least the height and the width are the same values. So 200 by 200, 150 by 150, 300 by 300. Try to make it a square. Just make sure that the quality of the emote is coming out well. So that's very important to notice. Now I'm going to explain to you how to make a menu for it so that you can actually choose between all the emotes inside VRChat. This is very, very simple. So what you want to do is you want to click on your avatar once so that you see all this information on the right side. You want to scroll down and you want to go to your menu right over here. When you click on the menu, it will automatically go to your menu file in your Unity. And then if you click on it again, it will show you everything that you already have on your menu. In my case, I have a whole bunch of stuff as a streamer. So we want to put the emotes in there. So what we want to do is we want to scroll down and create a new control. So we click on add control. You can then give it a name. I'm going to call it Emoji Particle System. You can name it whatever you want. Then you want to make sure that the type is set to a submenu. That's basically going to make it so that it would actually refer to a menu. So you click on submenu. And then lastly, when you scroll down, it says submenu, which is what we just added. And you're going to have to drag and drop an expression menu. Now, I already created that expressions menu for you. So if you click on this little ball icon, it will open up this menu, and then you can just type in emoji, and there you already have it. Then you can select page 1 of the emoji system. So if you click on page 1, and then close it, now you have it set up for your avatar. Now if you click on page 1, it will take you to page 1 again. And as you can see, it now says more emoji 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you click on the more, it's already set up for you. It will take you to emoji 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way up to 14. So now that you have that set up, we need to do one more thing. And that is we have to assign parameters and the FX layer. Now that sounds a little bit difficult, but don't worry. I already did all the work for you. It's going to be a breeze. So we're going to go back to your avatar by clicking one time on your avatar. Then we're going to scroll down again, but this time we're going to click on something called parameters. When you click on parameters, it will automatically take you to your parameter in Unity. So you click on it again. This will show you all the parameters you already have on your avatar. And we're going to create a new parameter. Now this parameter needs to be a specific name, otherwise the system will not recognize it and won't work. Now the name you can already find in my package. So if you go back to your package that you just purchased, you'll see a folder called animator. And inside the animator, there's a bunch of files, but one of them, when you scroll, is called particle emoji system. As you can see here, this is exactly what you're going to set up. So what I usually do is I just copy paste the name, because then I can't make an error, don't have low error with capitalization or spacebar or anything like that. So we want to copy paste this. So I copied it, Control C, and I know it's an integer or int, and then these values. So what you want to go is you want to click on your avatar, scroll down, go to that parameter that you just did, click on the parameter. Now we want to go all the way up and we say add. Okay, then we scroll down and then we're going to add it. So we're going to Control V because remember, I copied it. And remember, it had to be an integer, int. There you go. We don't want this checkbox to be checked, but we do want the final checkbox to be in. So that's it. That's done. So now your parameters is set up as well. Now for the last step is your FX layer. This too is going to be a breeze because I already set it up for you. So what you're going to do is, once more, you're going to click on your avatar, just like that, scroll down, and you want to click on your FX layer. In my case, right over here. I click on it, and like always, it already shows where it is. I click on it again. By doing this, you can now click on the animator tab right here. Now we're going to add some layer and a parameter. We're going to hit the plus mark. So we hit plus, we click enter, and we scroll down. And as you can see, it says new layer. Now, if I double click it, I can give it a name. See? Now we already had that name copied and pasted earlier, so we can just do Control V again. There you go. And we hit enter. Now we want to click on the little cogwheel at the end of the name, and we want to make sure that we put the weight on 1. This makes it so that it's active. Now that if you scroll down, it should look like everything else on your avatar. It has a weight of 1, and it has the same name as the parameter. Next, we're going to hit the parameter tab. We just click it, just like that. We hit that plus sign, and we want to hit that arrow next to the plus sign, and we want to add an integer or ENT. We hit it, we hit enter, we scroll down, and here it is. It's called new integer. We want to double click it because we need to give it a name. There you go. We copy paste the name already, so again, Control V. Simple as that. Now you added the parameter and the layer system to your avatar. We only need one more step, and then you're ready to go and enjoy your new emotes in VRChat. The final step is adding the actual layers in this system over here. Now don't worry, because I know a lot of people find this complicated. I already did the work for you. All you gotta do is go back to the folder that you had when you purchased my product, Byakko Media Particle System. You want to go to the animator. You want to click on this little icon here with the 2 squares and the little lines in between. And if you click on it, as you can see, it will open this up in the animator. So if you're in the scene, you have to click on the animator after selecting this thing. As you can see, you see all this. All you got to do now, you make a selection. You don't need to copy the exit button. Make a selection. You hit Control C for copy. And then you click on your own avatar again. You go to your own FX layer again. Click on your own FX layer. Now it will take you back to your own FX layer. Scroll all the way down. Click on the particle emoji system. And now click once inside here and do Control V, paste. So you copied it over like this, but we gotta make sure that the idle state is the one being orange. So all you gotta do is you click on idle state, you do a right mouse click button, and then you select set layer as default state. There you go. Now it's all set up. You don't have to do anything else. Now just for my sake, I'm just checking one more time if everything is set up for you. Just don't worry. Yeah, it all looks nice. Very good. All right. Now the final step is assigning the emotes in your menu, and then you're good to go to upload your avatar. All right, and now we are only left up with one more step, and that is setting up your menu. So you're going to click on your avatar. You want to make sure you go back into the scene right over here. You click it. You scroll down, you go to menu. I know my avatar's blocking it, but it will say menu. You'll be able to see it. Click menu. Click menu again. Then earlier on, if you followed the tutorial, you made your particle emoji particle system. So you're going to click on it right here. And it will take you to that little icon here. You click it. Now for you, in this list, it will say more. And then it will say 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, etc. This is where you can give it names. So for example, I want my emote number 1. That's my heart emote. So here I will type heart. And then by clicking on the icon, you can actually assign the heart icon from the images here as well. That way you can visually see in VRChat instantly what emote you have assigned it. So don't rename anything over here on the left side, because that will really mess up the system, because it's being referenced. So if you decide to rename this, the whole particle system will no longer work. So keep them like this, but you can give it your name over here. So for you, this will say 01. Type whatever you want to have here. If you have an Uno reverse card, then you can just name it Uno reverse. Whatever you want, just whatever emote you assign to 1 is what you're going to type here. Whatever emote you assign to number 2, you're going to type over number 2. That should be very self-explanatory. Then you also want to make sure that the type is set to toggle, but it should already be set to toggle for you. And lastly, you want to make sure that on parameter, you click on this little arrow. You want to make sure you select the particle emoji system int, or it stands for integer. And if you click on it, it will give you a value, and you want to make sure that that value is the same as your emote. So for me, it's very easy. It's just 1, and then this one is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I know my avatar is blocking this part of the screen, but it will say value 5, 6, 7 all the way at the bottom. So that's your first 7 emotes. And then if you go into the more and you click on the submenu over here, you just click it. It will take you to that icon over here that's like yellowed out. You click it, and this will show you 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And here you can give it a name again. Make sure that the type is a toggle. Make sure that you click on parameter. You click that little arrow. You want to assign the particle emoji system. And then the value is going to be the same as that emote. So this was 8. So values 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That should be really self-explanatory. And then just give it a name. And then you're all set up with setting up the menu. You did the FX layer, you set up the menu. Now you're actually good to go. You can just upload your avatar straight away to VRChat, and then you should be able to go and test out your new emotes. So thank you so much for purchasing my product. If you have any questions or something is not clear, just make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. I do think it's mostly self-explanatory. Just make sure you follow the tutorial. I am aware that my VTuber model might be blocking a little bit of the information, but that's why I actually spoke out where to click and everything. So, and there's reference sheets, reference pictures in the asset folder as well that you can take a look at. So thanks so much again, and have a lot of fun with your own emotes. Bye-bye.